I was born in Cameroon, West Africa, but I grew up in Buffalo Grove, which is 40 minutes, no traffic, outside of Chicago.
Is your family going to travel maybe an hour south and come and watch you this week?
100%. Yeah, I have family, I have middle school teachers, high school coaches, like cousins. Like, I got a lot of people coming, so I'm very, very excited for this weekend.
How I understand it is that you did not start playing football until your freshman year of high school. Will you just take me through how that came about and what that journey was like for you?
Yeah, I'd always done sports. I think you tell people that, and they're like, oh, I just rolled off the couch and started playing football. Like, I always played sports, and I had an older guy come to our school when I was in 8th grade. He was in high school at the time. He had his Letterman on, and he was there for like an art symposium, something completely like not sports related. But I saw him with his Letterman. I thought he was the coolest dude ever. His name was Cam Green. His dad played, I think, for the Bears or at Notre Dame, and then for the Bears. Cam himself went to play at Northwestern. And so I saw him that day, and I was literally like, that was the genesis. I was like, all right, I want to be like him. So I convinced my parents to sign me up. Did my freshman year. When it came time to sign up for fall camp for the second year, my mom was surprised. She thought it was a 1-year deal. I was like, nah, like we're doing this. So started off there, and it's taking me this far. So it's been a blessing.
You go on to play at Wisconsin. You have a great career there. What does your mom think now? She thought it was a one year thing, and now you're fighting for an NFL roster spot.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's amazing. It's definitely God's work. I don't think my parents are from a different country. They never wanted me to play football. All they know is education. They both have PhDs. It's education first in our family. So football, my dad almost made me quit when I was a junior because my grades weren't good. I had a C- in honors AP Calc, so like college level calculus. So it was like education is critical. So to make it this far, like I think they're very proud of me and just excited to see me chase my dreams.
Okay, how did you convince them to let you keep playing your junior year if you had a C-? And what did you say? AP Calculus? Are you kidding me? How did you convince them?
So the AP Calc one was crazy. That was 3 years in. I was getting recruited at that point. Initially, honestly, it was just like a slow battle. Like mention here, mention there. Like it took time. Like months. It took time, months. Months. Yeah. When they finally said yes, that was a great feeling. But yeah, then the AP Calc thing, that was just, my dad was like, yeah, like you either finish with a B or higher or we're quitting. So I never worked harder for a grade that year. That was a hard one. I remember getting that grade and like I got a B-. I like shed a tear. It was like, because it meant so much to me. It meant so much, so. Yeah.
But it's wild that all of that hard work and all the focus was on AP Calc, and it leads you to this moment. You're able to continue your career in football, and you make a big splash in your first game, 10 tackles. I mean, what was going through your mind after that game, and does that give you even more confidence and drive going into week 2?
Yeah, I mean, for me going to the game, it was just like, hey, this is another day in the office. I think people were trying to spin a narrative of, oh, this is this and that, and it's obviously live television or whatever, but it's nothing different from what the coaches have asked us to do every day since they gave me an opportunity to be in this building. Execute my job at a high level, play enthusiastic team defense, and do it at a consistent play after play, series after series level. So it was cool. The results were awesome, but at the end of the day, like if I go out there this Saturday and I just do my job, but it's less splashy of a stat line, like I'm going to have to be the same amount of satisfied because at the end of the day, I did my job, did what I was supposed to do. I was there for the team. So it was really cool, don't get me wrong. That was really awesome. It was a blessing, and it definitely set the bar for me to something to build off of, moving forward, for sure.
I think he's working his tail off. He's trying to learn the system. He's asking questions. He's doing the right things, and, there's going to be some growing pains. It's kind of expected as a rookie, and but he's finding a way to do everything he can to try and make this roster, and he's definitely putting his best foot out there.
I can already tell that you have intrinsic motivation, but does going undrafted give you an added motivation that maybe you weren't expecting?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's it's cool. I mean, it's a cool narrative, like underdog story. End of the day, like, well, they drafted Brock Purdy last, and look what he's done. Like T.J. Edwards, Jack Sanborn, they're guys from Wisconsin, linebackers who went undrafted and made an impact in this league. Guys I look up to because I know at the end of the day, draft position, your 40 time, things that have been knocked on. What matters is what you do on the field and how consistently you can do it over a long period of time. So the chip on the shoulder, it's there, but it's just another thing.
It's almost like for you, it doesn't even matter because so much of it goes into how you perform on the field, how well you take in that information, how coachable you are. So it's almost like the underwear Olympics and all that stuff really doesn't matter as much as some people put weight on it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what I like to say is they don't, it's really cool to get drafted, and I had some boys who got drafted, and I was so happy for them. And then once you're in the building, they don't ask you how you got in the building. Like, I had someone ask me today, bro, were you drafted? And I was like, no, like, I wasn't drafted. But, the story's still to write itself, and, God's plan hasn't failed me thus far, so I'm going to just stick to that and keep going.
Okay, I only have 2 more questions for you. I know people are, like, in line to interview you. But who are you most excited to see this weekend, being so close to your hometown?
Who am I, like, of my family? Yeah. I'm excited to see all of them. Now, my cousin just came back from Cameroon, so she was there all summer. I'm excited to see her. She's going to come to a practice. She's my favorite cousin. I rank all my cousins. I tell them there's a depth chart, so she's my favorite.